Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
And on this fan, Panjan, and on this fan for just fan. Okay, you can enough. See now, if you can look at that today, I'm going to give you a bit of notes what we have discussed, right? So what is it called? The signs, the happenings, the occurrences, certain dissensions, what happened actually, because when we look at like today, see today, you may see, do you know practically what is happening today? More and more dissension, more and more. In all the countries, even in Sri Lanka today, we are facing a very big challenge, very big challenge, because the challenge to the what is it called, the orthodox or the conservative religion, Buddhism, and all the religions it's facing like that way. So more and more problems are coming in. So how it happened, why it happened. So we have seen, it's good to see actually sometimes, what do we see? It didn't occur like without any valid reason. It was some certain things were happened. So I have given you from the very beginning, say like, just take note, it may be useful for you. Had it happened during the lifetime, the 45 years of the Buddha's lifetime? Yes. So that's why I have given you a number of, today also I'm giving you the what is it called, certain elements, right? Certain elements took place during lifetime and after the Buddha's passing until today. So when we look at the, what is it called, incident took place during the lifetime 45 years, the two major incidents, the focus being attention, right? Attention had been done, focused towards these two incidents. There were minor incidents, but these two actually made like, how to say, a little amount of separation, breaking. The first one, as I told you, what is it called? It had happened in Kosambi. And do you know, the Buddha took this into greater consideration. You also, it's good to learn this point that he who breaks the Sangha, you know, if you look at here, right? The Buddha called Sangha Beda. Sangha Beda. Have you heard about it? No? You must take note on. You must take note on this word, Sangha Beda. Sangha means monks. Beda means breaking, separated, splitting. And do you know Buddhism? Because when we studied Buddhism, we learned under the word karma, right? The very grave active 5 actions. Or in Abhidhamma there are 6, right? In sutras they mention about 5. What do we call pancha anantariya karma? I use the word right, anantariya karma, right? And then ananta, na anta. The word derived from na anta, ananta. Na anta, endless suffering. Endless suffering in hell. That's why we call in English, it is called heinous crime. 5 anantariya karmas. The 5th one is Sangha Beda. dividing community. The Buddha said is actually the breaking up the disciples in the religion of the Buddha. It could be monks and monks, monks and nuns, upasakas and upasikas, and then it can come into monks and upasikas. If anyone commits that kind of, Buddha said, but it's an anantariya karma. It's a heinous act. And we know, I'll give you, I didn't type here. I do not know whether you heard the, what is it called? Sukho buddhanam uppado, sukha sadhamma desana, sukha sangassa samaggi, samaghanam tapo sukho. Fourfold happiness. The Buddha once mentioned, Sukho buddhanam uppado. The birth of the Buddha is for the happiness of the world. Sukha sadhamma desana. If you hear a dharma, if you hear the teaching of the Buddha, true doctrine of the Buddha, that's for the happiness of a person. Sukha sanghassa samaggi. Happiness is the union of the Sangha members. Unity and harmony among Buddhist monks. So the Buddha was very particular about it. Buddha was very particular about it. And the Buddha also mentioned that this samaggi is what? Samaggi in Pali is a union, togetherness, harmony. And also Buddha mentioned another place, that's the long life of the religion of the Buddha. Long life of the religion. So the Buddha expected all the Buddhist monks, even you know, right? Of course, due to certain circumstances, the culture changed. But Buddha wanted the monks to have similar costume. Similarly, no hair. Whether you are a Japanese monk, Korean monk, Tibetan monk, Chinese monk, Sri Lankan monk, Thai monk, no difference. And talking about Vinaya rules, there is no, what is it called, relaxation. But of course, we monks relaxed it. That's what we are talking now. Country to country, culture to culture, right? Continent to continent. So they amended it. So that's your topic actually. We are talking about why it happened. So it happened in your lifetime of the Buddha. So that's why he said first descent, right? But Buddha was very, very specific about it. You take note. If all the Buddhist Sangha members, the monks and upasikas can remember this statement, the Buddha said what? Samaggi, union, harmony, cohesiveness, living together, no fighting, right? So that's what the Buddha. So first dissension occurred at Kosambi, right? And do you know, right? The Vinaya. What is this Vinaya? Actually, it is, we call it what? Vachakuti. Vachakuti is toilet. So this dissension or the disagreement, right, took place. It is, I mean, so this is what? Because some venerable monks were there, they were very strict. They were very strict. That's why they want to claim that no. Even if it is a minor precept, right? Smaller one. You cannot. You can't. It could be a not much. I mean, you go to toilet, something had happened, very simple thing. Why you make big hoo-ha, right? Keiko went to toilet, never washed properly. Then next one. So Hiroko went and break the glasses and everything, right? Then come out and tell everyone, send message, SMS, right? So this is what happened. It's a smaller matter, but what happened? But some of them, that's what you see here. Committed the breach of discipline. So they took it as very severe. The monks punished him by ukkepana kamma. You know the word ukkepana kamma? This comes under vinaya, discipline. Ukkepana mean what? Excommunication. What is excommunication? Eh? You don't know, right? Then two of you quarrel, don't talk to each other. Don't look at each other's face. This is called excommunication. You stay in the same room, sometimes on the same bed, but one looking at India, other one looking at America, right? So that's called excommunication, right? You are together, but don't talk to each other. No communication. It's very serious punishment in Buddhism, but not now. Now you don't talk, very good. You don't talk mean I can save my money, I can save everything, right? You don't talk, mind your business, right? Don't talk, better, right? But those days not like that. Imagine that, okay, 5 of you stay in the same temple. You go to food, you don't talk to each other. You go to temple, shrine, you don't talk to each other. You go to the, what is it, other thing, you don't talk. You fall sick also, you don't talk to each other. How to live? It's very severe punishment. During the lifetime of the Buddha, ukepaniya karma, excommunication, suspend talking, social boycott. So that was actually severe punishment. That's why, so it has caused the division. But this division, not only among monks, but also among upasaka upasikas, right? Keiko went with that toilet monk, right? Hiroko went with other group, Rahul in between, right? So like that. So 3 of them scold, all those kind of things. So the temple became a battlefield, divided. Lay people divide. What happened actually there at the end? That's what the, the serious thing happened. Because that is for your knowledge sake. People stopped bringing food and everything to them. They decided that, why are you quarreling like that? Why should we serve the quarrelsome monks? We are not giving food and all those things for you to stay in the temple and quarrel. So better stop. So people stop giving food. Even if they go out to collect pindapata outside, people say, no. You are fighting monk. You go and fight. We give you food more, then you fight more because you got strength. Eat and then fight. That became a serious thing for the monks to stop this quarrel. If they continue, they're going to die. Either they have to disrobe and go back, or stop quarreling. But today they don't care. Fight, never mind. You don't come, I go to Japan, eat sushi. I go to Malaysia, eat roti prata. I go to India, I eat naan. You don't care, I don't bother about you. I got money. So this is what, but those days difference. You see, this is what had happened. But then another important thing, but it didn't last long. Why? The answer I give, because the Buddha was there. The teacher was there. But today is a different scenario. If 2 of you, you say this is Buddhism, you say another thing, who is going to help you? Nobody will. As the Buddha was there, so at the end, what happened? The Buddha was able to remove the doubt. So the Buddha gave them the good explanation. But, or yet, the germs of dissension. This is what you see, little bit of, you remember this word, Vinaya Dhara. Vinaya Dhara. monks, those who were very strict about the disciplinary rule, the law of the Buddhists, right? They branded themselves as what? Vinayadhara. Even a slightest, very minor mistake, oh, they make it like a big thing. Talk, right? Talk to the whole world. Clear? Remember this, it's very interesting. It is very, very interesting. But one important message also here, because the Orthodox monks, the conservatives, they didn't want to be very liberal over the precepts of the Buddha. You know, just for your knowledge, say, you know, Vachakuti, right? What is it called? I may say toilet, what is it called? Manners, right? How many toilet manners are there in Buddhism? Yes, Mamoru. When you go to toilet as a Buddhist, you have to follow 6 precepts. 6. 6 in number. Have you heard about it? No. You never heard, right? That's why sometimes when you go to public toilets in the cities, right? Very disgusting, right? You see urine everywhere, never flush, the cigarette butts, right? And sometimes you go to toilet, never close the door. And the next person comes, suddenly, right? All those kind of things. So that they are called Vachakuti Vat, or called Sikha. Sikha. So that's why some monks are very strict about it. They really want everyone to follow it. But of course, it's a different case. You know, sometimes the Buddha had a very tough time. Why? Because people had different habits. When people had different habits, right? Take for an example, Rahul, right? You are not going to proper toilet, right? You just go to the forest and just do your business, right? So you don't care about the door and windows and all those kind of things, right? But suddenly you go to a city, Delhi, you also think that Delhi is a forest, right? So you do like that, right? Your business. So what will happen? So the other people see, Alama, how come this man, right? But that is your habit. Because Nagpur like that, right? Nagpur, so this is like that. See, it happened to us. So this is what sometimes, in a way that, but some Buddhist monks, to them, it's very strict. That's why when it comes to this kind of issues, we have to be in the middle. Don't. What is it called? See the incline to an extreme way of who is right, who is wrong. Just look at very vigilantly, in a way that we can, just for our sake, what do you think? Okay, these monks pointed out and punish him with this. We also have to say, yes, it's good to also observe the precepts, right? But again, also we have to see that, it depends on the person's culture, right? It may take time for him to, adjust the entire Vinaya rules. But some of them, they didn't want to relax at all. Clear? Okay? Yeah? Okay or no? Not okay. Right? The monks punished him with Kepaniya Kam, right? The next, what is it called? Devadatta. The Buddha's cousin. You know Devadatta, right? So these are the two. Please remember, it will be very helpful. You can mention in brief, but these two you can illustrate. Were there any disputes during the lifetime of the Buddha? I mean, yes, in a way that the Buddha was still there living, but yet they had that right. So the Devadatta, what happened? The Devadatta requested to introduce, what is it called? 5 rules or 5 points, right? 5 rules. We call them he requested the Buddha to introduce. He requested the Buddha to introduce what is right, the following 5 rules to the temple, to the monks, all the monks. What's number 1? Right? Number 1, live, right? They live all their life in the forest. The second one, right? Subsist. Solely on, what is it called? Pinda. You know Pindapata, you know the Pindapata, right? What is Pindapata?
Arms round.
What is it?
Arms round.
No la. You look at the word. There's no 4 arms here. What is Pindapata?
Monks.
Correction of arms.
Look at the word. You claim that we are students of Buddhist and Pali University. Yeah, there is Pali, right?
Pinda.
Pind means the lumps, part means foot.
Yes. So Pindapata means what? Then you can try lump come in, right? Lump. See, what is Pindapata? It's actually falling lump by lump, bowl by bowl, lump, pinda, handful. Pata is actually can be arms bowl. It can be even falling. That's Pindapata. Right? Sometimes you have to look at these words. It has intrinsic translation inside. It's a Buddhist culture. You know, certain religions, you know, I was listening to certain religions like last week I joined, what is it called? There was a talk, by 3 religious leaders of 3 religions. In one religion, they say what? Begging is not allowed in their religion. It's an Indian-born religion. But in my religion, begging is compulsory for a monk. We don't call it begging, but it's called spiritual begging because you are going arms round, you are collecting meals in order to maintain your spiritual life. So, Venerable Devadatta, right? Venerable Devadatta requested the Buddha, the monks, right? During their life, right? They say that, right? Live all their life right? Depending on what is it called. Then third one, dress. That means the robe. What kind of? This is the word. Pamsukula. You know the word chivara is for robes. What kind of robe? So you have to collect, right? What is it called? It's called rag robes, right? Rags collected out of dust or collected or picked, right? From what is your dust heaps. Pamsukula mean what? Basically, have you heard the word Pamsukula? What is it?
Palm school.
Never mind. I will give one Pamsukula for you. When you die, especially in India, in Indian culture, they have two types of white cloth. One is to wrap the body. You clean the body and you cover it with white cloth. You wrap it. There's another piece of white cloth on the body. So that's how they carry a dead body. So this is discarded piece of white cloth eventually at, what is it called, at the, how to say, the decay, decomposition of the body. By 1 year, 2 years time, you just see the pieces of white cloth everywhere. So that's what the Thera Devadatta, Venerable Devadatta say, that monks must, his dress must be what prepared from by that kind of clothes. Not go to Japan and buy Japan polyester and go to China polyester, or you go to France polyester, right? Or Thai robes, Myanmar robes. Nowadays, actually, we monks have these choices. We like robes from Thailand, right? We don't like to wear our own robes. The Buddha said that should not, right? But the third one, dwell under a tree or under a roof. Under a tree, never under a roof. Right? See, like Keiko, no roof, stay in the open air behind pagoda, or like Mamoru, right? Just at the river bank. Very good. So cannot live in, what is it, Kosi? Air condition, fan, what is it called, the, how to say, the dining hall, car park, all those kind of things. The last one, what's the last one? Never eat fish or meat or flesh. Rahul, vegetarian? No, right? You? Both of you are not vegetarian. Ayo. Okay, never mind. So, so this is what the Thera Devadatta requested. The monks must be vegetarian. But what happened actually, this had a big issue. What was the answer of the Buddha? Right? So the Buddha declared, right? Buddha declared that the Buddha could not make as obligations, right? Buddha declared. What did the Buddha say? He could not make, right? He could not make the rules obligatory. Rules obligatory. So, optional. Quite interesting thing. If one day you want to be a vegetarian, if you see that Buddha is vegetarian, or you want to say, no, Buddha was not vegetarian, Buddha also eats sushi, right? So Buddha is not vegetarian. I know Buddha also took chicken, all those kind of things. So you have to differ. But here the Buddha said what? Optional. He who wants to be vegetarian, let it be. He who cannot, also let it be. But I do not know what is the ultimate answer from the Buddha. Clear? So what happened? This is where the, what is it, Devadatta took this event, right? Devadatta took this opportunity Devadatta took this opportunity, right, to create what? To create, right, a division in the Sangha. Division in the Sangha, right? The congregation. He departed, to Gaya Caesar with 500 monks. 500 monks. So the Devadatta is known as, what do we call? He is known as, the first, even earlier that Dharmadhara Vinayadhara issue was there in Kosambi. But when it comes to this issue, most likely, what is it called? Devadatta gave birth to sect which existed up to. So it is said that this has existed until 4th century AD. This group. So that's what. But it dwindled because the Buddha asked all the monks to excommunicate with Devadatta. Buddha said, don't associate, because this is where the rule came in, Sangha Veda. There were many reasons, of course, Devadatta, why he behaved like that, because he wanted to, the other reason, he wanted to be a successor of the Buddha. And he, when Arahanta Thera Sariputta Moggallana came in, right? So the Devadatta was in the assembly, and it happened in Rajagiri. So when the Buddha noticed that the two, what is it, to call it Anupatis, when they were approaching the Buddha, so the Buddha pointed out to the monks, Buddhist monks, say that, look at, two of them will be my two great disciples. Right hand Sariputta, left hand Moggallana. So he was very angry. He was sitting just beside the Buddha. See, right? I ordained earlier than them. I'm your cousin, your wife's brother. But so the Buddha did not practice chronism. He called chronism, right? So that's it. So that he created. Clear? Right? So please remember, take note. It is something even for our visitor. Today, as I told you, today is very, very controversial. You know, I'm a vegetarian, right? I'm a vegetarian, but I am from Sri Lanka. So I have a very challenging time. Very, very challenging to be a vegetarian. But fortunately, in Singapore, it is very good place because Chinese Buddhists, most of the Chinese Buddhists are, they like vegetarianism. I mean, even though they eat meat, lay people, they like monks and nuns to be a vegetarian. So that's a good thing. You go to India, very easy, good thing, because people respect when you hear the word, you are a vegetarian. Because this concept originated from India. It's a sadhu dharma. But then, what happened country to country, it became, it's very difficult. Very, very different thing. Look at that one issue, like vegetarian, meditation. So this is severe austerity. Severe austerity. Clear? Clear?
Yes, yes.
It's like sleeping. Mamoru? Clear, right?
Yes.
So this is these two incidents, please take note. Incident in Kosambi, an incident. But you look at here, number 2. The first one is breaking existing in a room. A breach of, I mean, in a way that is simple, but minor rule. But the second one is actually, what is it called? Introducing new rules. Introducing new rules into the religion. But one good thing here, the Buddha neither say yes, nor say no. Right? So you decide. You want to eat sushi, can eat. You want to eat, not eat, right? Also can. You decide. I eat sushi, but vegetarian sushi. Right. Right. So you take note. This is up to you, but it depends on. All right. Then, so I'm going to give you another, what is factors, right? Factors for the origin of schools. Few cardinal points. 1. Right? So you can remember this Kosambi, and even before that, they are very good. That's why I say you please, if you can support your these first introductory words from Chulogapali, from Mahavansa and Deepavansa. But I'll give you the other, like Itzin, Yuan Chuan. They are very, very important. These 2 names, please remember. Iching, you know, Iching, right? And the Yuan Chuan, the Chinese travelers, their reports are very, very important because they gave very, how to say, the very existing factors when they noticed that I mean, it became, those reports were very, very vital to say that when they travel, they went from temple to temple, they noticed these different groups were there. Right? Number one, what is it called? Supreme headship. Supreme headship, right? That means who will be the successor? Who will take the leadership in this religion after the Buddha's parinirvana? Do you know, right? This was a bit issue during lifetime of the Buddha. When Ananda asked, the other monks also asked, right? What was the answer of the Buddha? There were certain monks, even, Mahakassapa. He was the oldest. He was the oldest, right? It's called Rattanyu, who knows Chirarattanyu, who spent more nights in this religion. Chirarattanyu, more nights in this religion, because from the very beginning of the Buddha's life, he was there. And then there were certain similarities, physical similarities. Sometimes when they go, so the people mistook that, oh, Buddha is coming. They expected whether Buddha may appoint a successor. It didn't happen. When Venerable Ananda asked this question at Mahaparinirvana, the Buddha was about to leave, experience the final death. So when Venerable Ananda asked, what will happen to, right, when you are not around, when a teacher dies, isn't it going to be a big issue? So the Buddha said, Ananda, no, there will be a teacher for you. Who is our teacher? So, Dhammocha Vinayocha Mama Achayena Tumhakan Sattha. In this is in, what is it called? Parinirvana Sutta. You should not cry. You should not lament. Right? Majjhima Nikaya Samagama Sutta. Buddha right? Dissension, right? In Jain community. In Jain community, all right? Then Mahavira passed away just before the Buddha. So he passed away. So the Buddha noticed that dissension among the disciples. For what? For leadership. That could have caused a big issue. That's why the Buddha didn't want to appoint a particular. But you look at that quite interesting thing, because monks argued about it. Oh, what will happen if don't have? Don't then what will? So the Buddha mentioned that, okay, today, I mean, look at it in a very practical way, right? Today I may appoint enlightened monk, but eventually it is not going to be enlightened. Imagine that worldly monk come into power, who believes in worldly fortune, right? Worldly fortune, power, post, position, right? And then not only that, there will be a group of monks flock around him. Oh, carry the banner. Rahul is my lead. Mamoru is my lead. So then what will happen? It's going to cause issue. So the Buddha said, what? So I do not know how do you perceive and look at this. Buddha said, but flock around the teaching. What did the Buddha say? Right? Dhammocha vinayocha. Dhamma and Vinaya. Desito Panyato. I taught and I introduced. Panyata means established, promulgated. The sutras I taught, the disciplinary rules I introduced will be your teacher upon my death. So be around the teaching. Or of course, there are even what is it called, Kalama Sutta, even in Mahaparinibbana Sutta, Buddha also very clearly mentioned, indicated that how to believe the dharma. Because later period, different monks, they can claim this is dharma, that is dharma, this is what the Buddha did. You need to be careful. You say the Buddha said you put beside the reality so that you can understand what is dharma. So therefore, what is it called? In Mahaparinibbana, so that's why the Buddha, what is dharma actually? When it comes to dharma, it's good for you to remember, right? 37 Bodhi Pakya Dhamma. This is the dharma in the Buddha, ultimately. So the Buddha didn't want any other things to come in. Remember, Chattaro Sati Patthana, right? Samappadhana Chattaro Iddhi Pada Pancha Indriya Pancha Bala Satta Changa Ariya Attangika Magga. You see the 7. Fourfold mindfulness, Chattaro Satipatthana, Chattaro Samappadana, 4 types of virya, the effort, Chattaro Iddhipada, 4-fold steps to power, Pancha Indriya, 5 faculties, Pancha Bala, 5 power, Satta Bojjanga, 7 factors of enlightenment, Arya Arthangika Magga, Noble Eightfold Path. 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 7, 8. This is Dharma. This is Dharma. That's it. Clear? Right, factors. Have you got it? The leadership. And you also take note, because rather than going after leaders, so many this leader, that leader, the Buddha's advice is what? Look at the Dharma and then look at the discipline. So you understand. You understand what it is. The second one, right? What is it? Popular disciples. Mhm. Do you know how many monks, right? 88 disciples. 80 great disciples. But among them, what happened? 10, very popular. You know, Asiti Mahasavaka. What is it called? The Buddha, what is it called? Awarded prominence to some disciples, right? They are proficients in certain branches of the Buddhist Dharma. They are very proficiency appointed, right? Buddha, what is it called? Awarded prominence. So you are very good in this, we are very good in. Do you know in Pali it is, right? Right. This is how the Eta Dagang Bhikkhave Mama Savakana. Panyavantanang Yati Dang Sari Utto. Prominence. You look at this line. I mean, if you can remember this Pali statement or the translation, very good. Buddha said, among Etadaggam Bhikkhave Mama Savakana. Among my disciples, Arahantera Sariputta, he is prominence in wisdom. Panyavantanang Yadidang Sariputtu. I have 100,000 of disciples, but he is the foremost, right? This is what here you see, right? Foremost in wisdom, Panyavantana. So the Buddha awarded this prominence, right? Awarded the prominence to some disciples, extolling them for their attainment of proficiency. Awarded this prominence. Their proficiency, very excellent quality likewise. So what happened? Even during the lifetime of the Buddha, and do you know what happened? Panyavantana, all the wise monks, the disciples, those who like intellectual, all those kind of things, they like to join Arahanta Thera Sariputta. So it's and there was another, you know, this is one. And the next one is what? Thera Ananda. Especially sutras. He's very prominent, popular for that. Clear? 1 minute. So, and then also what happened? Thera Upali, right? Vinayadhara, Vinayadharana. Arahanta Thera Ananda got few. Satimantana, Ditimantanam, Thitimantanam, Upatthakanam, Bahusutanam. 5 proficiency, 5 titles. Satimantanam, Ditimantanam, Titimantanam, Upatthakanam, Bahusutanam. He heard a lot. He was a great helper to the Buddha, so on and so forth. The monks, those who wanted to learn the Dharma and the Sutras, they flocked around Arahanta Thera Ananda. Arahanta Thera Ananda. So this is what. So eventually, do you know, I mean, just if you can remember, right? Dhammikas, Suptadharas. There were 2 groups of monks, but remember these names later you are coming to it. Abhidhammikas. Arahanta Thera Sariputta's group became popular. Abhidhammika, I mean, who were prominent group who knows the Buddhist psychology. Then the group of monks, right, who were, right, so, but then sometimes over certain matters, oh no, the sutra is a very important thing. Abhidhamma is a very important thing. So it's going to that kind of thing. Clear? Not clear, right? Don't see from any face, very clear, right? So, Mamoru, okay. Just look at this, popular disciples, and then the supreme headship, right? And Arahanta Thera Devadatta's 12 points. in Kosambi. Clear? Okay. So we meet next Friday. Eh? If you have any other days like Thursday, you let me know a bit in advance. Yesterday, sorry, I was outside. I could not come here. The other problem, I don't know how to own these computers. Also, I must go for computer class to learn first how to own the screen and teaching. Okay? Yeah? Yankin jivitang idhava hurangva sagge suvayang ratanang panitang nano samang atti tathagatena idam pibuddhi ratanang panitang etena saccena suvatti hotu.
Sadhu,
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 sadhu.
sadhu.
You are next
Thank you very
Friday.
much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Bhante.
much.
Live long, stay healthy, right? Thank you. Huh? Take it. Okay.